In this tutorial, we're going to talk about how to remove the battery, to check what type of RAM and replace the RAM, and going into removing the hard drive. So a lot of the older laptops actually have a release for the battery. This particular one doesn't have a release that you can actually pull up on. You just tip it and let it drop out. And to put it back in, it's got two locking tabs on the back, and it just tips in. This is the older style. Like I said, most of them you don't even replace nowadays. Anyways, to lock it back in, it just locks in, and this is spring loaded, so it will snap back on and it won't fall off. Okay, let's go for the RAM next. Newer type of, little bit newer type of hard drives, or RAM and hard drives have a these screws lock into place. So you just tone them out until they stop. Make a little clicking noise off the nut, and then once it's free, it'll pop open. Okay, this particular RAM bay only has one chip in it, and you just click these little ears or these little tabs, and it'll pop right up, just like that. 45. Okay. And you want to be careful to handle the RAM by the edges, and try to avoid touching the gold fingers on the bottom as much as possible. This particular RAM is DDR, and it's a 1 gig chip. You can read all that information on the chip. If in fact it doesn't have it on there, a lot of times it'll have a number on it that'll allow you to run it. Anyways, to install a chip, you'll see that there's a groove right here, and you just want to make sure that when you put that in, I'm going to put it up here on top. So if you're going to put 2 chips in, it would slip in here like so, up at an angle, and then you just push it down and it locks down. And to replace the door, you have these 2 little tabs that slip in here. So you want to pay attention to where those go in at. And it won't push all the way down until you thread it back down inside the with the screws. Kind of want to put a little bit of pressure on it as you're pushing it down, because sometimes it's got tabs on the side that need to lock back in. Okay, next we'll go ahead and go for the hard drive. Now a lot of these things have symbols on them now. This particular one has these little, looks like almost like a figure 8, but it's actually a RAM symbol. This particular one has like discs that are stacked up. So it's something that would have the silver round platters in it, is what that's signifying. These are the same way in terms of taking them out. Okay, pop the door open. It's got 2 little tabs at the back. Just pull those out. And here's the hard drive right here. This particular hard drive has 2 screws right here holding it in. Okay. And these screws are free, like you just set them right on top carefully, or in a magnetic plate or a bowl, so they don't get away from me, because otherwise you're running around your hands and knees looking for it. And then there's this little piece of tape, or it's almost like a piece of foil, and it actually pulls up. Now this is a SATA hard drive. It actually has an adapter on it. We'll go ahead and pull that off just so you can see that. Because if you were going to upgrade this hard drive, you'd have to take this adapter off. It's SATA. It just takes that adapter. Anyways, if you were going to upgrade or change this hard drive out for any reason, you'd have to take it out of this tray. Remove these screws. Anyhow, to put it back in, you just plug the SATA back into it. It has these little things at the back. You'll want to, little tabs, you want to put those, seat those in first, and then this particular one presses down and it'll lock that into the contacts. And then just replace the screws. I like to hold them on there. Sometimes I cheat even and magnetize the tip of the screwdriver just a little bit so I can put it on there and it'll stay on there like so. And as long as you don't do it too much of a jarring motion, it should stay right on there. Okay, you don't want to over tighten these, just until you feel them go down and stop firm, and then that's good. Okay, putting the cap back on. Again, there's these two little notches that'll feed in there, and it'll go down in. And just replace these, not replace them, but screw them back down. And that is basically, I access those three items. Thank you.